Mr. Dele Farotimi can be easily adopted by these puppets you call your IG. He's a puppet or he's a boy to Tinubu. Nothing good will come out of this, your Mr. Kayode. He's a slave. He danced to what the song Tinubu is playing. If Tinubu they play song, this your IG go they dance. So he's an empty barrel. Nothing good can come out of Mr. Kayode. If Mr. Dele Farotimi can be maltreated like that, tell me the fate of an average Nigerian when no gets level. Mr. Dele is a senior lawyer. If a lawyer can be treated like that, what is the fate of a common man in Nigeria? Your safety is not guaranteed. This Mr. Kayode no go guarantee your safety because now waiting then tell him they do. You don't understand that when they play song for him, he dance like, you know, that kind of dancing the dance of his slave masters. It is no longer a news that Mr. Dele Farotimi was kidnapped by Nigeria failed police force. Quack police force. What do you expect a police force that is owned, managed by Tinubu and APC, what do you expect them to do? Nigeria police force is not there to serve the public. They are not there to serve Nigeria citizens. They are there, positioned as a failed institution, to serve the highest bidder, Oga at the top. Why was Mr. Dele Farotimi kidnapped? Very simple. The failed institution was used as a tool to get a man like Mr. Dele Farotimi, who doesn't hide his feelings about Nigeria. They used that quack police force to kidnap him, travel as far as Ekiti State, persecuted him as fast as possible, and now imprisoned him. By who? By the Afe Babalola, a son, a senior advocate of Nigeria, 95 years old man. Him. Now him kidnap Dele Farotimi. And the question still remains. Why? Because Mr. Dele Farotimi exposed their criminality. That this Afe Babalola, he is the one that corrupted Nigeria judicial system. He did not just write it. He said this book Mr. Dele Farotimi wrote. Everything about Nigeria corrupt judicial system is there. Written in black and white paper for the eyes, the blind, the deaf and dumb to see and hear. Now, because there is an institution, or because of the institutions in Nigeria have failed, it is very easy to use them to play that card that subjects Nigerians to slavery for subjugation. Is there one thing about Nigeria you people must understand? Nigeria is something like, Nigeria is like an accident that is waiting to happen to each and everybody. It's unfortunate, but that's a fact. Everybody wait there for Nigeria, except something is urgently done about a failed institution like Nigeria. If something is not urgently done about it, everybody wait there in Nigeria must collect. If you never collect now, guy, you must collect. Except, like I said, something is urgently done by her citizens. Now, Mr. Dele told you people that you see that thing where una call Nigeria, it's only a matter of time before una eyes you will not have a country to be proud of again. Because they have sliced Nigeria into pieces and they have shared it to the person where gets money pass. That is why it look like una suffer will not end anytime soon. Mr. Dele Farotimi wrote in the book, Nigeria, the criminality in Nigeria judicial system. Now this book, now he make them kidnap him. And not just that. He made a video about that Afe Babalawo, about his criminality.
I'm saying that Afe Babalola corrupted the judiciary. And in corrupting the judiciary, it came across my practice. When I came across it, I challenged it as a lawyer, and I fought it to the point where he could not enjoy the fruit of his exertion in the Supreme Court. In writing the letter that he wrote to the then Chief Justice of Lagos State, Ayomide Philip, he libeled me, and I sued him for libel. And when I sued for libel, the machines of corruption went into overdrive, and a case that should never have been killed at the preliminary stage was killed. If Areafe Babalola was the only person who is licensed to enjoy that level of impunity, that's different. It's not about him. It's a system-wide problem. You simply can't get justice from the system.
Speaking the truth in Nigeria is a punishable offense. Once you stand by the truth in Nigeria, they will look for a way to kidnap you overnight. You know what they want you to be doing? They want you to hide any truth you know about Nigeria. Hide the truth. Conceal the truth. Stomach the truth. Don't make it public. Making it public means that you are jeopardizing your safety, because they will look for a way to adopt you. They come like armed robbers. They want you to continue selling lies, because it is lies that will help the failed institution you call Nigeria. It is only lies that is helping those criminals to continue prospering in their criminality. It's a cartel. It's a criminal cartel. It's a criminal cabal. You expose one, the other ones will come for you. You think it's all about Afe Babalola or Babalawo? Them plenty. It is their the lies, the foundation where they use the lies to build. Now that is why Nigeria, it look like is just there. They don't want any. They don't want you to reform Nigeria. They don't want you to repackage Nigeria. They don't want you to renovate Nigeria. They don't want you to start building Nigeria from scratch. They just want you to leave it the way it is. The corrupt institution helps those criminals. These are not criminals. It should be an understatement to call these people criminals. From the top, from your president to the last person in Nigeria, all of them are kleptomanians. They are kleptos. They are not criminals. They are worse than criminals. The Afe Babalawo have contacted Nigeria police, the worst police in the whole world, failed quack police force, to confiscate the books, these books Mr. Dele Farotimi released. They want it confiscated because it is defamation. Inside the book, his character, the 95-year-old son that claimed he's a son, his character was defamed. So therefore, the book should stop selling. They should stop selling the book. Trust Nigerians. Now they begin to the order now. People now left. Some people will be one buy a bag of rice and a bag of they have left that food they want to eat. They are now ordering books. Both people that like to read and people that don't like to read. They want to crash the site that is selling the book. They must buy books. They want to stop the book from circulation. Now everybody is interested in the book. I need 5 copies. You will buy, right? I trust you. Everybody must buy the book. We want to read about your criminalities. This is what Mr. P2B has to say about the Dele Farotimi kidnapped and Nigeria police force. Let me just quickly read it, please. Before I read what P2B wrote, P2B said that even him, they have defamed him, said a whole lot of things about him, but he has never arrested anybody for what they said against him. Why will you use Nigeria failed police to be kidnapping people? You know what man will talk again? Una want they steal money so that we're going to keep quiet. Like, you want to be looting Nigeria dry, lying on top of it, and you don't want people to oppose what you're doing, right? But it's not going to work like that. You're not going to beat Pikin, tell us you no cry. You can't beat a child and tell the child not to cry. We will have to cry out loud. I just learned of the arrest of Dele Farotimi, a respected human rights lawyer and advocate, over an allegation of defamation. This action is a gross misuse of police powers and a grave assault on the principles of democracy and justice in Nigeria. I condemn this action in totality. It represents not only an attempt to intimidate opposing voices from questioning authority, it is also a worrying signal to every Nigerian who loves and values freedom of expression and dares to demand accountability and transparency. The Nigeria police force exists to protect the rights of citizens and not to suppress them. But the quack police force only suppress the citizens. Defamation by its nature is a civil matter that should be addressed in court through due legal process in line with the dictates of the rule of law in democracy. As a private citizen, former governor, and even today, I, Peter Obi, I'm quoting him, Peter Obi, I am frequently defamed, insulted and lied about and against. Yet, I have never resorted to using the Nigerian police on filing reports to silence others. Those who feel otherwise should seek redress through the proper legal channels, not by weaponizing the police or abusing their access to power, to authority or state power. The resort to police action in this case, risks of abuse of power and raises serious concern over the independence and professionalism of Nigeria police as a civil force. I hereby request that Dele Farotimi should be released immediately and unconditionally. The police must recognize that their allegiance is to the Constitution and the people of Nigeria and not to narrow interest at the behest of power, of those in power, of the people in power, of the criminals, like the kleptomaniacs in power. So Peter Obi said they have also defamed him, but he did not do anything. That is because you are reasonable. The people they are fighting, the people we are fighting, they are serious cabals, like they get horn. These are criminals. These ones are criminals, so what are going to see our whites? It's not easy. It's not going to be an easy journey. So before the arrest, before the kidnapping of Dele Farotimi, somehow, he preempted them. He knew they were going to arrest him. Like, they have been sending him series of threats. We will arrest you, this or that, jail you. I think he knew about it somehow. But not this method of adopting him illegally.
It came to my knowledge that there is a charge that had been fraudulently preferred against me before a court in Ekiti State at the instance of Chief Afe Babalola. This charge had been fraudulently preferred, hidden from view, and the court had purportedly demanded my presence multiple times, and I had failed to appear before this court. And this court had then proceeded to issue a bench warrant for my arrest. This is classic Afe Babalola. I detailed his corruptive influence in my book, Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System. And what he has done is exactly what he has always done in hiding. But he has done it this time again. And the calculations were that I would have been picked up, taken before this judge who must have either been compromised or misled in Ekiti. And I would have been remanded in prison custody for being somebody who was meant to face trial and who had refused to bring himself to court. I am reliably informed that social media influencers had been paid to spin these narratives after my arrest. Human rights activists have been positioned to start speaking after my arrest, including one Agbaya. High offices in this country have been compromised in pursuit of my persons. High offices, from the Inspector General's office, because the police have been subverted. The Attorney General of the Federation needs to examine himself because his office has been somehow linked to this as well. I do not know if the presidency is directly involved in this, and I will not make frivolous charges. But high offices have been subverted in pursuit of a criminal purpose. I have committed no crime, done nothing wrong. If I have committed any wrong for which the state requires my attendance in a court or at a police station, they know exactly where I live. I will live only once, but I will not live cowering to any man. Let us be clear. If and when I have a charge to answer before a court, you all know where I live. I'm not hiding, and I'm not running away from anybody. Let us be very clear about that. I will never run away from Nigeria. We all have to pretend that we are in a democracy, and we have to pretend that we are citizens, and we have to pretend that we are a country ruled by law. And by all means, you will pretend that we are. I have done nothing. And if I have a charge that should be preferred against me, bring it on. I'm happy to come to court to have my day. If there is a crime, there must be justice, not only for the person who is aggrieved. There must be justice for the accused. And there must also be justice for the system. This is not how to build a rule-based system. where the system itself becomes so criminal that policemen were engaged in criminality.
Thank you, Mr. Dele Farotimi, for standing by the truth. Your name will be written forever in the sands of time. Posterity will be kind to you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for calling a spade a spade. Thank you for calling black black. They wanted you to do otherwise. And you say no. You stand your ground. Heaven and earth will never forget you. Mr. Dele Farotimi. We will always remember. In the 30th generation coming, we are going to build a statue in your name. Our children, they will tell them, children, we will tell them about you. Our children, even if we are no longer here, they will preach, they will talk about you. I get preach all around the world. Look at a 95-year-old man that call himself son. By now, this man is not supposed to be relaxing, thanking God for reaching 95 years. You see, if not the way he is pursuing Mr. Dele, we know about his kleptomania nature, his criminality. This book now, I have seen the book, but I have not actually touched the book. I never read anything waiting for the book. But because of this thing you are doing, every home must have the book. Just the same way we have one bag of rice for our houses. We have yam for houses. Now some will go keep them two copies or three copies. It's like a food now. Let us see with our korokoro eyes. How una don't milk us dry? A hopeless institution you call a judiciary. They say it's a last hope for the common man. But it's a last hope for the bourgeois. So, if not the way you are pushing Dele, we will not know about you. But thank you for exposing yourself. At the end of the day, anytime when you reach for you to go meet your creator, at least you are not living this world with integrity. You are going to live with your dented image because we have already seen that you are stained already. Many of us don't know that this is what you do. Now we know. I will be reading the book every day. Morning is my breakfast, afternoon lunch, night, dinner, supper. I will be reading this book. If I read finish, I will start all over. Your criminality now, waiting, I'm going to read now. No, you can't go with your you don't have integrity, and we are happy it happened this way. You are not going to live as a hero. You are not living as a hero. We have already known you, and we will pass it to our children. Yeah, that is it. Please release Mr. Dele Farotimi. Release him, you weak Nigeria police. 20 naira, 30 naira Nigeria police. Release Mr. Dele Farotimi and go and stand on the road and be collecting 200 naira because that is what we know you for. Anything integrity, we don't know Nigeria police for that. Go and stand on the road and do what we know you for. And live a great voice like Mr. Dele that your children can never even be. Thank you for watching.